One. Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Puppet Master. What will probably be our last episode, but we will see. Who knows? It was planned for 2. This is 3, and we'll see if we can make it 4. I don't know. So last time we ended with everyone had turned into some kind of toy, and you were in a large, well, actually to you it seems large at this moment, but it's actually a small room that is just lined with all of these different various old style toys. So like porcelain dolls, wooden toys like wooden soldiers, the cymbal monkeys, and each of you realized that your bodies had you've been placed into the bodies of one of these toys. What do you do?
I'm a bear.
You look like a stuffed bear, yeah.
I'm gonna. Well, I mean, I can see, right? I can.
You
still
can,
see,
yeah.
like
There's actually these sconces on the wall that are emitting what looks like magical light. It doesn't look like there's a candle or a lamp in it, like with flame. It seems very steady and almost like a warming light. So it's very comforting as opposed to like a cold, harsh light.
We're not in an office.
Right.
In a city.
The only reason that came to mind is because I just replaced a bunch of cold light, like cold temperature bulbs, because I hate that color. And I'm just like, it's not that kind.
The worst. I would like to just kind of bump into everybody and be like, "How are you doing?" Or kind of try and pat them with my paws.
Yeah,
like,
it's very awkward at first, this new body, and because you're kind of like, you don't have joints. And so you're just like kind of noodling around, and then as you figure it out, you go over and like pat Za and pat Dross. And when you go to speak, your mouth doesn't move. Like the others can tell this. Your mouth doesn't move, but your voice does emit. Although Dross and Za, as the voice emits, it almost seems to come from what you notice looks like an amulet draped around the bear's neck.
Oh my word.
It's emitting a soft color. Opal, what color do you think your color is?
My color is 100% amber.
All right. So this amulet is emitting a soft amber glow.
All right.
And Opal, you do notice. And Opal, you do notice on Dross and Za, each of them also has an amulet. Dross, what color is yours?
I would probably say a deep blue.
Okay. And Za?
Somewhere between super holy righteous light, the radiance of the sun, and verdant green.
Fair enough. So it's kind of this like slightly shifting greenish. The sunlight doesn't really like the holy light doesn't really have like a color. It's just like a brightness that you notice.
Mm-hmm.
The sun coming in on a summer day through the canopy of trees, like it's that.
Totally.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Not
So
like
Dross.
a discotheque.
Kind of discotheque. I mean, like that is nature's original discotheque. Is tree canopies, with the clouds going by, so the light goes unsa.
Yeah, or like it's windy, and so like the trees are moving their leaves, and so it's all like.
Yeah, but what is it? Leaves and barking, leaves and barking, leaves and barking.
Love it. So Joss, Opal pats you, or the stuffed bear that is emitting Opal's voice pats you and asks if you're okay. What do you say, or do?
I was having the strangest dream. I feel like we were puppets or toys. Oh, so we're okay. And I'm just gonna have a moment to myself.
Okay, yeah. So
God! Oh God!
The fox puts his wooden hands on his wooden knees and just kind of like leans into it for a moment. Looks like he's having a moment. Za, what are you doing?
pretty good at keeping my calm. I have seen things, not just in the No Mores, but also in the astral plane. Things that would turn anyone's soul just a little bit darker. This is unusual, though. And he will ask, "Is this what humans consider their likeness to be?"
Your hair is so pretty.
It's been 1,000 years since I've had hair.
And it is. You have these fiery curl tresses. They're just like billowing around you. It's amazing.
How are people able to function with such a weight and such a distraction? It prevents peripheral awareness.
Opal, you notice the doll's eyes keep like jerking over the side like they see something, and then they realize it's just like a lock of hair. Oh, what is that? Oh, what is that?
Can we tell if any of the other animals have the other toys have amulets on them?
Yeah, so as you look around, you do notice that several of them do have amulets, and you notice a couple of them are, like, were leaning forward and then like quickly go back as though to pretend like they were just normal toys. Obviously, other souls are embodied in those. Yeah.
Hello, don't be afraid. We're new here. Tell us what you know. And I'm going to walk up to the closest.
Maybe demons.
Let's find out what they know.
Another doll, this one with long, straight blonde hairs, wearing like a blue dress with a blue bonnet, seems to sigh and then jumps down from the shelf that it's on and walks over to you. And in a very masculine voice says, I'm Jeff. I can't remember his name, so Jeff is gonna work. Sorry. I'm a soldier in the Thentian Guard. Who are you? Did you come to save us?
Well, we came looking for all that ended up missing. So is this where you guys have been trapped? Have you all been trapped here?
Several of the dolls that have the amulets begin moving and looking down at you now that their secret is out. And Jeff looks around. He says, "Yes, many of us have been here for weeks or months."
So who's the one that's been here the longest?
I'm pretty sure that would be Ruth. Ruthie, where are you? Oh, up there. And like one of the monkeys with the symbols leans out, and you kind of notice like this ragged wear on the monkey, and she like jumps down, and like her cymbals clash as she catches like herself so she doesn't fall off the shelf that you're on. Doesn't seem like she can let go of those symbols, which seems very difficult for her. But she kind of comes scurrying up and sits down next to Jeff.
Jeff and Ruthie. So what brought you guys here? Were you able to figure out the melody to get in, or did you come in a different way?
Melody. I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean melody?
We had these notes that we played, and a door appeared, and so we went through the door.
Everyone's kind of looking at each other. Ruthie speaks up. No, some giant creature took me, and I woke up here in this stuffed monkey.
What
A
sort
lot
of
of them
giant
nod.
creature?
Several of them start talking at once. All of a sudden, it's like a bunch of kids that have realized it's safe to be interactive with these strangers, And so all of them start talking at the same time. Oh my goodness, so it's like this gigantic monster. No, it's not that big. It's bigger than me, but no, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. It was like this gigantic monster. It had fangs and claws. And no, it doesn't have claws at all. What are you talking about? I didn't even see a face on it. And they're all like arguing with each other. And Jeff just like stops and puts his porcelain hand on his face. So as this progresses, you all, and Opal, you were really like looking at the missing posters that were in Thentia, and so as people start saying their names and talking and kind of becoming more friendly with you, you realize you recognize a lot of the names as the missing children or people. There are a couple of the guard that are here that have gone missing, but not all of them. But you do realize most of the kids are present.
Okay.
Most?
Most. Can we distinguish who's missing? out
Sure.
of what we
Go ahead and
call-
just do a straight. Are any of you proficient in history?
Ah,
Religion?
good question.
Let's do a group thing. Whoever's highest in intelligence, do a roll at advantage.
Whoever is highest in intelligence?
Yeah.
I have a 13.
Yeah,
12 plus 1.
I have a 16.
Oh,
Ooh.
that would be the one.
Gotcha. And we're doing history, you said?
If you are proficient in it, yes, just so you get that extra bonus. If you aren't, just do an intelligence. 25,
Oh, wow.
amazing. Together you all are discussing this, and you realize all of the children are there. The people who were missing were adults, and they're actually the some of the missing posters you saw were for some of the guards and some of the bounty hunters. Some of those are missing, but all of the kids are here.
Okay. Well, I assume people have tried to get out of this room. What have you guys tried already? Because we're going to have to get out of here.
So
We should first determine where here is.
Well, a secret room in the house, at least. And this is the toy maker's house. So obviously there has to be some connection between him and then being turned into animal or turned into toys.
Hmm.
Which now I'm kind of curious about my friend. If she really died or if she got turned into a toy.
Hmm. So as you ask them if they've done anything, and several of the adults, Jeff included, have managed to get the door open and go out. Ruthie and a couple of the kids have also been out of this room. However, they always get caught by a man that they don't recognize. And they describe him, and Opal, you realize that the man is Carathan Farrowwind, your friend's husband.
Ha!
But he's always been like very gentle with the toys, and he just takes them back and he puts them on the shelf, and he does a finger wag and tells them to stay.
Well, have any of the mice come around to visit this room, or the rats?
We haven't seen any kind of vermin whatsoever.
How have you been able to tell the passage of time?
It gets really difficult in here. We're just kind of guessing because the light is always on. There's no way to tell day from night here.
What day was it when you disappeared?
Oh, there are day names for the Forgotten Realms that I can't think of, so we're going to go with it was a Tuesday.
Do you remember the year?
Yeah, and he tells you this year, which might actually be listed. Let's see. I don't think it is, but whatever this year is, he disappeared. It seems like he's been here for probably 2 months.
Can I counter-reference that with how long he thinks he's been here?
So you're essentially guessing that he's been, from what he said, he's been here for about 2 months.
2 months.
Yeah.
And that seems to go in parallel with when he did go disappear.
Yeah, he's probably off by a few days, but like when he says, I disappeared on this day in this month, you can be like, oh, well, that was 2 months ago.
That means we're not on an outer plane. Because time, typically in the outer planes, flows differently. So we could be still on the prime material, or we could be in a pocket dimension, or this could be a demonic illusion at the hands of the demon prince Frab, what is his name? Frab. It's hard to think with such a small head. Frab Urzulu. Frab.
Demon Frappuccino. We don't want
Yes,
him anywhere near us.
Frappuccino.
So, Joss, have you had your moment yet, or are you still momenting?
No, I've slowly been becoming a more and more part of the conversation.
Okay.
If you can't tell day from night, do you sleep? Is there just a time that you guys can you sleep?
Kind of. It's more of like a lot of them are looking at each other, like trying to figure out the right words for it, and like we never really fall asleep, which kind of makes things a little more difficult. But at the same time, we can rest, and like we almost dream, but it's almost like that waking dream kind of feeling. I don't really feel like I've slept in the time I've been here.
Do you guys have the same kind of waking dream, or are they all different?
As they discuss this, you get the feeling that they don't have the same waking dream. Some of them are dreaming about going home. Some of them are dreaming about staying in this body, but going home. Some are dreaming about candy or birthday parties. A lot of adults are dreaming about flying or like having nightmares. So yeah, it doesn't seem like there's any correlation.
And when you're able to leave the room, you're still in your doll body.
Yeah.
That doesn't change.
Which makes moving around the house very difficult.
Has anyone tried to take their little heart emblem off their necklace?
It is very difficult for you to take your own off, but we've realized that we can take each other's off much easier. It just, I don't know what the word is for it, but it causes the whatever toy you're in to become lifeless.
Okay.
And then you can put it on again, and you come back. We try not to do that because the time spent not animating one of these toys is very disturbing. You just feel like you're in a sea of nothing, and there's no one that can hear you, and none of the kids really like it. I'll be honest, I think it's very upsetting as well.
Yeah,
There are places like that.
could imagine so.
Well, I don't want to go to a place like that.
No one wants to go to a place like that.
Mm-mm.
That is the place where beholders and illicits. And oh my God! Is that where we are? Are we there now?
Jeff like takes a moment, puts his little porcelain hands on his little porcelain knees. That is probably something that we didn't need to know.
You must know.
It's okay. It's okay, kids. Just leave your necklaces on. It's okay. You'll be safe. We're going to find a way out of this.
Don't lie to them. We don't know that for sure.
I'm going to give you inspiration for that one. Good sir or ma'am, I'm not sure which. These are children.
Yes,
We
I
are
understand that.
trying to keep their hopes up.
that's fantastic and all, but you shouldn't give them false hope. We have no idea what could go on. We are bound to tiny constructs by a fragile amulet. At any moment, they could trip and fall and just knock their amulet under
Good
a
sir.
bookcase
No.
and be lost for
So
all of
kids,
eternity.
what are we
No,
going to do today?
They
We
have
should.
to know the
What
direness of the
game?
situation.
War is a terrible thing.
Yes, yes, it is.
You are all going to have to realize, if you're going to be here, that we need to have hope. It could be false hope, that's fine, but we need to have hope nonetheless.
We're getting off topic. What else have you tried? Is there any building supplies? You said you could remove each other's amulets. I'm inclined to ponder if there is a workstation where these toys are made. We could create a larger construct. One of us who is more adept at fighting, and I'll glance over to my formerly Gith companion, and just someone who is more inclined to fight could be able to open doors, shepherd us to safety, things of that nature. Then we would not be relying on false hope.
All I can
Yeah,
think
do
of
we
right
have-
now is
are
that
there-
you're going to form yourselves into, like, toy Voltron.
Voltron, yeah.
I love it.
Exactly where I was going.
Right?
1,000%.
Oh my god. And we also need to call our rat army. We need to call them to help.
You have a rat army?
Kind
I mean,
of.
that might help. He goes over. He's like, we don't have access to any kind of workshop. I haven't seen anything in the time that I've managed to be outside this room. And he looks around and he starts like moving some of the dolls that aren't animated, and he pulls out like a length of rope. And you notice that the rope is like multiple colors. Some are like the same color as Zaw's current hair is. Some is the same color as Jeff's current hair is. Get the idea that they've probably fashioned this rope from the doll hair, like plucking strands from each of the dolls. So it wouldn't necessarily be obvious that one doll was missing a ton of hair. And he also pulls out some matches and a single candle.
Ooh.
And he's like, I've managed to get these from like various locations in the rooms around where we are.
Have you attempted to transfer an amulet from one doll to another?
We have, yes.
And what were the results?
It's similar to what you would expect. Like, if you take the amulet off and put it on another, that animates the other doll instead of the original one.
Which dolls have been more successful in getting out?
I mean, I just the Ruthie's body is not really made for gripping anything, although she has really learned how to use her toes quite well. And that rolling toy over there that has the xylophone that it plays as it gets pulled across by a string, I would not suggest that one. There's actually one of those out in the house somewhere that we had to take the amulet off and bring it back here and put it on another doll. It just didn't work very well. And stairs, impossible. Nope, not gonna happen.
Perhaps we should move Ruthie to a body that is a bit more quiet.
Yeah.
This may give us away.
She's actually come to really appreciate this body, but she's not going to be going anywhere until there's an answer for our predicament.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna go over and give him a big bear hug. Had a lot on your shoulder lately. And thank you for looking after all these children and everybody.
Aw, for the bear hug, I'll give you inspiration. He sets his head on your shoulders and closes his porcelain eyes. He's just like, "Thank you. I appreciate it. It's always nice to
Perfect.
have new people here. They're always so chipper and hopeful, except for you." And he just glares at Dross.
Little wooden fox hand just.
If you want, I can show you how we get out of the room.
Yes, please.
Has
So
anyone
he-
spoken to this man?
I'm sorry. There was a bunch of noise. What did you just say?
Have any of you spoken to this man?
He seems to ignore. I don't know if he can't hear us, or if he's just choosing to ignore us when we speak to him. But he doesn't respond when we try to interact with him.
Perhaps you should force him to pay attention.
I mean, we have tried. The last time that we used one of the wooden soldier bodies, and he gestures to Dross. We tried stabbing him with the sword that it carries. He just laughed and put us back.
Hmm. What a jerk.
What a jerk.
You'll have to attack him with his own house, wherever this house is. That will get his attention. As we knock him out, and then tie him up on the beach.
Do we know which bedroom is his? Do I remember which bedroom is his from way back when?
Yeah, you do.
Is it close to where we entered?
So it's actually upstairs, and right now you're not really sure where you are. So, like, you've definitely never seen this room before.
Yeah. Hmm. It's like a magical jail cell. Well, let's try getting out.
Okay. So
Tell
Jeff
us
takes
how
the hair rope and like starts like essentially making a lasso out of it. And then he starts twirling it and he throws it and he misses and he pulls it back up and he throws it again and this time he catches the handle on the door and then he just like jumps off. And as he swings down, it like pulls the lever and you hear a click as the door just kind of slightly opens as his body bumps into it.
Oh my word. All
And then
right.
he like flips it off of the handle again. You might need this if you encounter any other closed doors.
Okay.
And from experience, I know you're going to need light. I'm pretty sure you two, and he gestures to Opal and Za, won't be able to see in the dark. For some reason, that body, and he gestures to the fox, can, but
Okay.
that's what the matches and candle are for.
Is that
All
one of the
right.
ways you're caught?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Is that one of the ways that you have been caught? Because you emit light.
It's true. Like if wandering around the house, it can be if the rooms aren't lit and we're having to use light, then we definitely are more noticeable. Yeah.
I'm
Just
going to
something.
refrain from using lights
Okay.
for the time being. But I do have a capability of producing flame as a cantrip. I would like to. Shoot. I want to find our little mice, our like rat friends.
Okay.
And I'm not totally certain how to do that.
So you don't see any mouse holes or hear any scurrying currently. You do remember where you saw the mouse holes, as far as in rooms there were like those chewed up areas, and as the house was kind of falling apart, there were holes in the plaster and holes in the floorboards and stuff like that. So yeah, you can find those holes again if you would like to.
Was the rat friend? What was his name? Do you guys remember?
I have been digging through everything I can trying to find this little rat's name because he was so important, and it's been
Right.
2 weeks and my memory is trash.
Squeaker Squeakinson.
Squeaker McSqueakinson. We'll go with
Yeah,
that for now.
He had like a human name. I just remember it was something like it was so official. It was like Thomas or like he
Right.
felt like he should have been a CEO or something.
Was it
Nice.
Frank? Was it Frank? Henry?
So the three of you can see, like, it is dark in the hallway or whatever room is outside. Maybe there's a faint glow, but like the door is still mostly shut. You could just see pretty much
Okay.
like a dark gray through the crack.
Now, our door that was just opened, do we have to shove anything in there to keep it open a smidge?
Yeah,
Or does it close on us?
Jeff goes up, like climbs back up the shelves, and he grabs like a little piece of cloth that looks like it's been like folded up, and brings it back down and stuffs it in the jamb of the door.
Okay.
That'll keep the door from like closing far enough to lock if you come back by yourselves instead of being brought back. Otherwise, if you're
Okay.
brought back, we'll just, or the man will just open the door.
Well, I think we should probably refrain from using any light for the time being, and maybe count our steps to that weird glow, and see if we can't listen and just figure out what's behind that door. Just be super sneaky.
Super.
Just gonna grab Dross's tail.
Okay.
Just take Dross by the tail. One thing
It's
I
more
know
like-
about Fox.
It's more like having to grab it like this because it is wood and it's like kind of fluffy, and so you like grab hold, and then Opal, are you following Za?
Oh, and that.
So you grab Za's dress, and you all head out the door.
Yes.
All right, Dross,
Yes,
you're
we
in
do.
you're in the lead. What do you do?
I guess just keep my eyes peeled. I don't have any way to produce light for our non-dark vision having friend. I don't think I have dark vision as well, actually.
You
Yes, I
do
do.
have dark vision. You
should
should
just
be
keep
able
my
to.
eyes
You should be
Yeah,
able
I
to
can-
see now. Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
I'll just keep my eyes peeled for anything that looks strange or any sign of movement or life.
All right. So as you step out, you realize you're actually in that entrance hall that has the stairs that go up. The first thing you notice, besides that, I'm just going to move you all out here so you can see. There actually is a little bit of light. It's coming from very dimly lit sconces that are like lining the stairwell, but they're turned down, almost like those old gas lamps that you could adjust the brightness on. It's like they have that dimmer switch. They're very low. They also appear to be magical, though, and so you're not really sure how that works. But as your eyes adjust to the darkness, you're more in dim light than you are in darkness, so everyone can kind of see what you're seeing. And
Right.
you notice right away that everything looks much cleaner, much nicer. It's not dilapidated. The building isn't falling apart.
So we're in the same house, but it's cleaner and obviously inhabited.
Yeah.
But this is not the same house.
It looks, we'll say, similar because it is clean and not falling apart.
I would estimate that we are in a pocket dimension,
Okay.
or in the outer realms, which is also possible, or the abyss, which is not a good thing. And
You-
if I were
You hear a
betting man,
sigh. You hear like a ugh, and then the door closes behind you. Jeff just like slowly closes it. He's like, the poor kids.
none of those scenarios are good.
I say we very sneakily try and go up to the door that has the light as if there's a possibility of someone being there. If we can overhear something or spy what they're doing, and maybe in the meanwhile, just keep our eye out for, say, Steven or our mouse friends.
Gotcha. So there isn't a door with light. There's like little sconces on the stairwell. Although, Dross, you do notice off to the as you're coming out, it's to the right, but on the map it's to the left. The fireplace over. I am clicking in the wrong window. The fireplace that's over here
Gotcha.
has a low burning fire in it, and you do scent there's food somewhere, like that kind of lingering smell that like cooking has, as opposed to, oh, there's like food sitting up on that table over there. It's more like it's just permeated this area of some kind of cooked meat or something.
I'll check the fireplace and see if there's like a pot that's on or anything like that. Any type of cooking currently being done.
Gotcha. What's your passive perception as your
Passive perception
Fox
is
pirate?
A 10.
A 10. So as you head in there, you notice that the I'm just going to move you over here. Is everyone following along?
Yeah, I'm following.
Go ahead and move yourselves to where you'd be. That fireplace also puts dim light into the dining room, so you can pretty much see wherever. You don't need to hold on to Dross or each other unless you want to.
I'm going to keep holding on. Just to hold that tail.
Za, what is your doll's passive perception?
13.
And
Mine is 14.
perfect. So the two of you, as you move in, you notice like there's some a couple of scraps on the floor, as though somebody had eaten recently at this table and maybe dropped a couple while they were eating but hadn't cleaned up yet. And Dross, you notice that the fire looks like it's burning low, almost like it's getting to the point that it's just burning out through the fuel. It'll probably go out in the next 10 to 15 minutes.
Understood. Well, there goes my plan.
You do notice that there's a stack of firewood nearby that you could throw more onto it if you wanted to brighten the room. But otherwise, that's what you see.
I'd like to put a log on.
Okay.
I'll assist, since I imagine that we're both tiny, so it'll just be...
Yeah, it's definitely easier. Like, one of you can grab it and drag it, but carrying it together makes it much faster. So you chuck the log in there, and after, a little bit, it catches flame and begins to illuminate the room more.
Okay.
Say it was dark outside?
Did you say outside?
Yeah, out the windows.
So you're kind of like peering out through the window, and from your angle, it looks like you can just see like clouds or something. They're very dark gray.
Like a
Does it
mystical
appear to be
haze.
A similar time as to when we went in here.
So when you came in, there was like that low-lying fog, but the sun was shining, and so it was like a little brighter. This is much darker. You don't notice any. I mean, the sun has to be up or something, because there's like some kind of illumination going on there, but that mist is much thicker. It's kind of like roiling. Is that the right word? Roiling against the window, like almost like it wants to come in.
Ooh.
Perhaps they've been going about this all wrong. Perhaps we should attempt to get out of the building and not confront this person, toy maker, creature, demon.
I was waiting for it. Demon!
Demon!
Demon Frappuccino.
Everyone else likes demon.
Yes. Well, is there anything usable that we can, like... I'm assuming there's forks on the table.
You want to climb up there?
Yeah, I'd like to climb up to the table.
Sure.
I know I can't hold a fork, but maybe
I mean,
maybe a
you-
ball can.
definitely noticed that like you can moosh your hands in the way that you can hold it. Like it's not quite so sturdy, right? It's not quite so sturdy as having like fingers and opposable thumbs, but yeah, you can grab things.
Mittens. Okay. I'm gonna grab any knives or forks, like, and get them to bring back to the other dolls
Sure. So
as weapons.
Opal like climbs up and like it takes her a little bit because she like doesn't really have opposable thumbs and fingers, but like grabs the leg of the chair and just manages to scoot up, grabs the lip of the seat, pulls herself up, and then jumps up and grabs the table. The tablecloth moves only slightly, and as you pull yourself up, you notice that there are like candle sticks and like some other place settings that are holding that like
Okay.
I just lost the word. I just said it and then I lost it.
Holding the tablecloth down.
Yeah, tablecloth. Thanks. That's holding it there, and you notice that over there is a plate that looks like it has the scraps of food on it and like maybe a dirty fork and knife, almost like somebody had eaten here recently but then just left.
Okay. I'm gonna grab another candle for the other toys
Yeah.
and the fucking knife and head on back down.
Okay. Yeah, there's actually four. There's some candles that are burnt down to the point that you can't really use them, but there's four of those taper candles that you can grab and like drop down for the others to catch, and then you can scoop up the fork and knife.
Okay. And then I'm gonna take it, and I'm assuming we're really close to the door where we exited, and just kind of like shove them, like just kind of shove them toward the other door, and like, hey, Jeff.
So like under, do you want to shove them like under the door? Or-
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
If they fit.
They don't quite fit. There is a small gap, but as you're like
Okay.
pushing on it, that because it wasn't closed and locked, like because he put that piece of cloth there, the door kind of like as you're trying to push him under, the door moves over, open just slightly, and a porcelain face looks out. That was fast.
Like, well, we're not totally done yet, but here, take this. You might need it. And
Oh.
just kind of like arm
Yeah.
yourself.
I mean, I'll try and hide him again, but the guy is really good at finding when we take things. I have thought about some other hiding places though, and he's like pulls them into the room.
Okay. Well, then, what do you guys think about leaving this room and either trying to get out of the house or find the toy maker and make a trap for him somehow?
So you might have a different experience. I wouldn't try getting out of the house. The reason Ruthie is so like kind of torn up, there are birds out there that bring you back if you get out of the house. It's almost like he trained them or something. I don't know. It's very weird. And they some of the other dolls completely like we had to switch their amulets out because they just were completely destroyed by those birds.
What sort of
Oh
birds?
my god.
There's some kind of blackbird. It's hard to tell because of our size. I don't really know my birds that well. They're blackbirds. They're birds that are black for sure.
Or the color of their eyes?
Black?
How many?
6 or 7, I think.
Okay.
I kind of want to go murk these birds.
Mm. The only way to really murder the birds is to actually go back to their home plane and kill them there. The birds here are simply most likely imprisoned here, perhaps even enslaved by foul magics.
And we would be doing them a
God,
service.
Jeff just shuts the door again.
This guy sucks. I'm just gonna lean up and just yes, foul magics, twisting the minds and contorting the forms and bodies.
The demon Lord Fettuccine.
You heard him. The demon Lord Fettuccine is at work here.
Mm-hmm. It is very, very obvious.
You hear like Jeff starting to sing a children's like lullaby song at the top of his lungs.
Amazing.
Oh, poor Jeff.
I resisted the urge so hard to fuck with Jeff when he first closed the door, and now I just can't. I couldn't help him. Sorry.
Okay, well, what do you guys think? Should we find the toy maker and talk to him, or
Is there any way of knowing where he could have gone after eating his meal? Do we see any tracks or like? I guess tracks is like not really a thing, but is there any sense of like where he might have
Plasm?
gone, like a cracked open door or anything like that?
Why don't you make me a investigation check?
Gotcha. With the wooden. box
Yeah,
stats?
with the wooden fox.
Gotcha. So investigation. I don't have. Well, let's see. I don't remember how to calculate.
So that should be I think it's wisdom.
wins?
Intelligence.
Intelligence? One of those two. Amazing.
No.
So yeah, you look around. The floor seems pretty pristine, other than like the scraps of food that are on the ground. Almost like something cleans it. Obviously, not whoever ate. They don't seem to care, but it's pretty nice in here, and so there's no like tracks through dust or anything like that.
So can we see the holes where the rats were before?
You do not see holes where the rats were.
What is the nature of this dinner?
Looks like it was some kind of bird, probably chicken. You hope,
No.
or blackbird. Who knows?
Blackbird pie.
There are also some
There are-
oils. There's some like oils on the plate. Oh, I'm sorry. What was that?
Now, those who eat their own are the ones who are truly the most demonic.
Yes, demonic.
Demonic! You shout
Flashing
through
teeth and tentacles and things.
No, that's different.
Is it?
It's different.
Oh.
It is, yes, very different.
Correction.
Technically, they
There
come
are
from.
two things to fear here.
There are always many things to fear, sir. Always many things to fear. Mostly demons.
So Zah, you
But
do notice
also-
that like on the plate, there were bits of chicken and such, but there were like oils, almost like there were other things on there that had been in some kind of dressing or something. So it's not just chicken.
But we're not seeing like
A well
bodies.
You're not saying what?
It's a well-rounded meal.
It is a well-rounded meal. Yeah, you don't see any bodies or anything like that.
Just checking. Could be giants. Gotta do my little checklist of things that may be the culprit.
Yeah. Good call.
I worry a lot. I worry. Danger's always around the corner.
So it's a clean person that eats a well-rounded meal that has an affinity for magical toys or likes keeping a collection neatly and not quick to anger. Let's maybe we should investigate another room, like the kitchen, and we can have a real knife.
Isn't someone in the kitchen? Didn't you say that it didn't smell like food had been out? It smells like food had been cooked, like recently.
Yeah. There's
Or-
that like lingering
cooked.
cooked food smell. Like I don't know if you ever like baked a chicken in your house. It sticks around for a bit.
Well, what do you guys think? Should we just check out some other rooms and we'll go without any fire or any light? We'll just try and like see what we can see.
What if we were to go back into that corridor where we found the inscription. Perhaps that would
Okay.
be a reversal of this prison that we're in, or the undoing of this demonic magic.
I fully support this. Let's do it.
Okay. Do you remember where it is, or shall I move you there?
And the southeast, there's a corridor that with a door there.
Actually,
Correct.
it's probably just going to be easier for me to be like, oh, just kidding.
Do, 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 do.
Aw. Well, I'm going to grab you a...
That's where it is.
Bloop. There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's a very, very dim light in this one also from magical lights along the wall. And you see the... the sculpture that's on the wall. Yeah, like the big scene that's on the wall. It's very colorful now. Like all of the parts have been painted. Like the sun is a bright yellow. Some of the like toys are like bright reds, and so like instead of kind of just the woodwork, it is now a painted piece as well.
I'm gonna try and hum the melody that we played previously
Sure.
as best I can.
Give me a performance check. If you don't have performance on your thing, just do a charisma.
Let's see here. Well, I don't have performance.
So the bear trying to hum.
Not so much.
Josh, you're an actual bard, right?
Me? No.
No, Dross.
Oh.
Yes.
So as Opal hums this, you're just like, oh, that's painful.
Oh no.
Nothing happens.
Maybe our foxen needs to. Maybe our wonderful fox, who's so talented, needs to hum this.
I
See
have-
if we can't open a door.
Truthfully been avoiding any type of performance because I'm afraid that this will affect my performance, and I have a reputation to uphold. But if it is necessary, then I will swallow my pride and attempt this for the sake of us all, and for
Sure.
the sake of not being eaten by demons.
Demons! Yes, was being covered in gore like something that stopped you from playing the fife during the battle of the Toad Hill? No. Was wearing war paint in the blood of our compatriots something that made your performance falter? No. You continued to play the fife, and our gnome forces were able to walk forward and claim what was theirs. Freedom from the oppression that they were encountering at the time.
Nice.
That is-
After
For those 4 days.
after Zaw's rousing speech, I'll give you advantage on this roll.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Damn it.
So even though like you feel like you have the tune better, there's something about trying to hum through whatever this amulet is that's holding your spirit. It's just very awkward, and nothing happens.
I will draw a deep breath. For the people, I'm going to sing as well.
For the people.
Shake my gigantic red hair as I do it.
I'm gonna use my inspiration to give him advantage if
Nice.
you allow it,
Sure.
and pray. God bless.
Oh man.
So
That's amazing.
Zaw stops and like puts his hands together like an opera singer and shakes his fiery hair, and then in an amazing falsetto like sings forth this song, but nothing happens.
Okay. Well, maybe we need instruments for this. Is there anything that we... Oh, go ahead.
We pushed the notes, didn't we?
I'm pretty sure you played them in order.
Played them. Mm-hmm.
There is one bit that I should have differentiated for you. All of the kids except for Oliver are in the room. Oliver's the Watchlord's son. So the most recent disappearance is not in that room.
Hmm.
Sorry to retcon something in the middle of the game, but there you go.
That's okay. Well, maybe we should try and find some kind of instruments in the house or investigate other rooms.
Okay.
I have a really dumb idea, and it's
Love it.
probably because I'm frustrated. This room's not opening. I have a strange feeling that this might be because we've been asleep for forever. I mean, everything has changed. It looks like this house is being lived in. I'm worried that we were asleep for longer than we originally thought.
Gotcha.
What do both of you say if we just run through the house screaming? Just to draw out... I know this sounds ridiculous and sounds dumb, but if we're on the look for somebody, I think I would notice 3 toys just going, ah! back and forth throughout that house. If you're not
Okay.
comfortable with it, I'm all for going it alone, but
No.
I realize that this might not be the smartest idea, but then at least I think we'll get some answers.
What if we set a room on fire and then run screaming?
Also in favor of burning this fucking house down.
Was it a smart
Okay,
idea
okay.
to burn down the courthouse during the City of the Gear? No,
We
but
agree
we
never
did
to
it.
do that again.
It worked.
It
Well,
did.
so we're right next to what was the library, right? What this place is.
Yeah. If you walk around, the entrance was on the left, I think. Oh, there's actually one on the south side too.
If we burned down the library,
It's Library of Alexandria, this whole fucking house.
it's another plane. It can be recreated, I'm sure.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Go to
Oh,
the
that's right.
library and burn it down, and we'll set up a trap. Like if he comes, maybe we can throw
the-
something at him, or
I'm in the back of the throat.
yes.
I'm in
Okay.
favor of that. This
Burning
is a good
room.
plan.
Burning the room.
When in doubt, we go with Battle of the Gears.
All right, so you all head in there. As you walk
Yeah.
in, you realize that this library is stuffed full of books to the point where they're like stacked on top of each other in some of the corners. They're just everywhere. All of the shelves are full. The shelves in the middle have them on top. Actually, the outer shelves also have them stacked on the top to the ceiling, which is actually like, so it's open on top, but there's that like walkway that goes around the open part on the second floor. And the books are stacked like up to that walkway.
Wow.
The leather chair that's right here is in pristine condition. There are some candles on the desk that have been, looks like they've been recently replaced. They're not burnt down very far.
Is there anything to light a fire on said candles?
So I can. I have. What do I have? I have something fun.
Produce flame?
What do I have? It's a cantrip? Yeah, produce flame. I'm gonna produce flame.
Okay. On one of the candles to light up the room, or
First I'll light. Let's do. Yeah, one of the candles, and then I'm gonna hand that candle over to whoever wants to take it.
okay.
And
I
then
will-
I'm going to take my hand and place it on the biggest amount of books and set them ablaze. But
Okay.
I'm going to cry a little bit because I love books.
Right.
I feel like we should say something as we're burning the books. Just
Right.
We should say something, just
I
so
am
much
not a
knowledge
Nazi.
lost here.
I am not a Nazi. I am not a Nazi. I'm doing this for a good reason. Knowledge is power.
I'm in a fucking wooden box. Please forgive me.
I'm gonna ask for my patron's help while I have my flame, as long as it will go.
Okay.
Just 10 minutes. I'm just gonna sit there with flame stoking the fire,
So-
and the book and whatnot.
Are you lighting like one of the big stacks that's on the floor?
Yes.
Okay. So Opal walks over and casts her cantrip, and this like ball of flame like sets itself on top of the books and just kind of sinks into it, and the books burst into flames. And the smoke, there's like this kind of blackish smoke that comes out of the top, probably burning the oils out of the like the leather covers and such. But you notice this like grayish mist also kind of comes out of it. Like, have you ever seen those sulfur snakes that you light? And like the sulfur snake comes out of the top, but there's like that roiling smoke that comes out of it. And over the 10 minutes or however long you want to do this, it doesn't burn as fast as you think, almost like that mist is for some reason dampening the fire, but they do burn. You just have to like keep your fire on them. If you roll your fire off, which I think you can do, or no, it's flaming sphere, sorry, I was thinking of a different one. If you like cast it, if you stop, you like lose your concentration by choice and see if it'll just burn itself. It won't just burn itself. The mist seems to put it out.
That darn mist.
But I mean, you can just sit there and be like,
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit there. I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna be asking for my patron's help to help with this fire and also come guide us. I'm gonna see if I can get my patron to come visit.
Okay. So one, do me a charisma check. Who had the 14 for passive? Was that Za?
No, it was her.
Me. That was me.
Okay, so Za was a
That was-
13.
Yes.
Okay. So Za, because you're not concentrating on making this fire, you notice that the smoke kind of goes up, and you notice some reflection on the smoke, like there's some kind of light source on the second floor that's lighting up the smoke a little as it journeys through that hole in the ceiling where the walkway is. So there's probably something lit up there. Sorry, I can tab over and look. All right, so you're like concentrating on your fire, and you're like, what's your patron's name? Did you name it?
I didn't name him. Let's name her Socks. Mittens. Mittens.
Socks and Mittens,
Socks and mittens.
or Pants and Boots. Boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants. Anyway, so you call forth to Mittens, and even though your magic is working, you feel this like weird absence where Mittens' furry, I don't want to say loving presence because it's a cat. Sometimes, but even when Mittens is feeling like standoffish, like don't pet me, you can still tell that Mittens is there, probably knocking things off of a shelf somewhere, but you don't feel Mittens' presence at all.
Can I feel Steven close by at all?
You don't. And like if you do that thing where you close your eyes and try and put your senses into Steven so you can see through Steven's eyes and hear through his little ear membranes, nothing happens. You just close your eyes and don't feel anything. Meanwhile, what is Dross doing?
Contemplating reverting to Plan B and just running through the house screaming like a maniac.
So Opal has a 10-minute time frame which to try and burn these. Is there anything that Dross and Za are doing during that 10 minutes? Like, are you just going to be like, fuck it, and just like run off through the house?
I'm like confirm with Za and just be like, Plan B? Because this isn't fucking working. And it also occurs to me that what if our bodies are nearby? We could burn our actual bodies.
Wait,
Uh,
are bodies nearby?
I mean, I don't see them, but what if they are, and then we burn the house, and then suddenly we're trapped like this for forever?
Well, I checked to see if our bodies were being eaten, but they were not.
Hmm.
So I assume that our bodies are still on the prime material plane. That is usually how it works when you magically leave the prime material and go to the astral. In some cases, I mean, in others, you are physically there, and in which case you should be prepared for the consequences of going there physically.
We have to sit and talk about the things you've experienced, because I have so many questions, like on a cosmic scale. The amount of things that you have knowledge of is
The things I
terrifying.
have knowledge of are terrifying, and I wish this information on anyone.
Sure, but ironically, we've burned at least a book. I feel the need to fill another, but that's for later. Plan B,
B.
Plan B, and I'll toss the candle away and just.
Okay.
I will cast
Opal,
thaumaturgy.
Opal, do you turn off your fire?
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
turn off my fire and start screaming with my little paws up.
So as you like drop your fire, you notice that the mist has kind of been like moving out from the books towards you, and like as it slowly fades away because there's no more fire feeding it, it just like laps gently at your foot, almost like it's caressing you, and then disappears. And then the
That's
three of you begin screaming "Zaw" extra loudly, running through the house. Where do you want to run to?
Well, my first stop is going to be to run up to the door where I know Jeff is and just slam my fucking body up against it, going ah, and then running away, still screaming.
Okay, so you're gonna run through this doorway that leads into the.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you slam yourself into the door, thump, you hear a strangely feminine eek, and then a who is that?
Oh, the agony! And I'll just sprint away.
Okay. So you just move yourselves to where you're sprinting to, and I'll describe what you find.
Gotcha. I'm gonna
gonna-
run up the stairs. I'll
Yeah, I'm joining you. I'd like to run up the stairs.
Okay.
I'll follow you guys. Oh, I can't go through that. No, I can go through
There
that.
you go.
Okay, cool.
As you're running up the stairs, you're now in like an illuminated area by those dim sconces that are emitting magical light.
Can we discern which room that light that was reflected off of the fog was coming from?
Yeah, so it seems like once you're up here, there are like lights, like sconces on the walls, and so this area is open, looking out over the library. So it's probably these sconces were just illuminating, but the light wasn't enough to go down into the room. There's still that like dim.
Looks like it's all gone black. The map.
Bloop bloop bloop.
Did you
Hold,
take us up the
please.
second floor?
You should be admitting. Why don't you refresh? Because you are emitting light.
Mine
also
was
gonna use-
black as well.
Gilbert, can you see?
I see things.
Okay.
You see things? I cannot see things.
Hold on, it's loading.
Okay.
If John's reload works, then we'll know that fixed it.
Okay.
I'm also going to use thaumaturgy to attempt to open all the windows as we walk past.
A lot of the windows are like this one here is actually just a pane of glass, so it doesn't like open. But you saw
I
other
can't get
windows.
it open, it'll just rattle them.
John, can you see now?
Just trying to enhance the sound. No, I can't see anything.
Okay. Why
Not
can't you see? Let me make sure you are
It's
set.
super dark.
It is super dark.
I don't know why
Scared.
you can't see. Let me do this. Blunk. Sorry for the hold up.
No worries.
Can't see because of demons.
Can you see now, John?
We had demons in our eyes.
It's all demons. Oh yeah, I can see now.
Okay.
You can see now?
I don't
can
know
see
why
now.
it's doing that.
The rain is gone.
Let me fix Della's. All right.
Aha!
Cool.
Huzzah! I can see now.
Nice. So this leads back down into the foyer downstairs, and this is the walk, or like these essentially go up to the walkways that go around that walkway around.
Okay.
Where are you running to?
I wanna. Maybe we should go to the bedroom where we think he might be sleeping.
Okay.
Oh,
You remember that
sleeping.
master bedroom was off to the left, the doorway that is down the left hall and on the bottom. So
Left
this
hall.
way. Yep. So this doorway here. And I will open the door for you.
Wait.
I will pull out my tiny rapier and just charge.
I'm gonna keep holding on to the foxtail.
Are you all heading into the same room, or are you splitting up and you're screaming?
Never split the party in war.
So as you head in, it obviously is lived in, as opposed to when you saw it last, when it was all dusty and the pillows and the bed were rotting and that carpet was rotting. A small fire does burn in the fireplace, although it looks like it is probably going to go out here soon as well.
Are there logs nearby?
There are.
I want to stick a log in
Okay.
to start it going. And in the room, can I discern if it's like one side of the bed is being used or like both sides are being used?
Yeah, so you climb up on the bed and you're kind of looking at it. Make a wisdom check.
Let's see. Wiz.
Well, it's kind of hard to tell. A lot of it's just kind of mushed down. If you had to guess, the left side is more slept on than the other side.
Okay. Is there anything in the room that could be used as a weapon?
Let's see. You see some candlesticks. Not really a whole bunch of stuff that seems to be out and available. There are some dressers that you could go through. And there's like one standing closet. A wardrobe.
I'm curious.
Check out the
Go on.
wardrobe.
Okay. And Joss, what are you curious about?
If we try to burn, well, after she checks out the wardrobe, I'll raise the question.
Gotcha. Okay. So Opal goes over to the wardrobe and just like manhandles the door open, looks in. It looks like there are several suits hanging inside. There's some nice leather shoes on the bottom. You don't see anything weapon-wise.
Do I have the capability of peeing as a bear?
Like, you're thinking about it, you kind of jump up and down. You don't feel like a bladder full of urine shake around. You're just like, no, I don't really have that sensation.
Is there a desk here?
Take this. What was that, Dross? Oh, sorry, Zaw.
Is there a desk here?
There is not a desk in this room.
There's no diary on like a bedstand.
There is a bedstand, but it just has these are dressers actually. Each of them has some candlesticks on it. There are a couple of books over here, but you don't see any writing utensils or diary style thing.
All right. Well, let's check another room.
Before we do, I'm curious if this room burns.
Gotcha. What do you want to try and set on fire?
Bed.
Literally everything. Starting with the suits, then the bed. If that
Okay.
doesn't work, well, then I guess this room is fireproof.
Are you going to have Opal do that with her
Yeah,
magic?
I'll do. My
If she
cantrip.
would me.
You good to do that?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so you head over to the wardrobe again and you make some flame and it like scars the suits, but same kind of thing where like the smoke starts kind of lifting up, that mist drips out and just seems to dampen the flame. Like you could just sit there and burn it and you would end up burning it up, but it would take quite a while.
This house is so frustrating.
Based on this effect, can I tell if this is a planar effect or if this is a spell effect?
Wrong thing. Go ahead and make an Arcana check while I click the right button.
We'll make an Arcana check. That's gonna be
Arcana.
Amazing.
Hannah?
Arcana. All right, doll, you can do this. You know stuff. No, I don't. I only know about curls in my hair.
But do you ever
Yikes.
know about curls?
He doesn't know anything about curls. No, I don't have Arcana, but I'll give you an intelligence.
Perfect. Really hard to tell.
Really hard to tell.
Using your theory about being in a pocket dimension because of the mist that's around you and all that. Maybe when you damage the house, the mist that's outside is leaking through because it reminds you much of that same stuff. Like somehow it's, or maybe what you're seeing is made of the mist but solidified into what looks like a suit but isn't actually a suit, and when you're destroying it it's just like oozing off the mist that it's actually made of.
This is probably Demon Lord Fettuccine shit. I'm pretty certain that that's the case now at this stage. You probably make right with yourself and your soul with powers that be.
You better get right with yourself. All right, so what are you gonna do?
Second verse, same as the first. I'm gonna run screaming through this fucking house.
Okay, where are you running to?
Hello.
Going back north? Okay.
I love that this is like a brief pause every time we find something interesting, and then like, all right, well,
Right? All right, so you get to the stairs and you run down the stairs. Are you going back up the other side or down to the first floor?
Definitely gonna go back up the other side.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other side, you see that like the railing that looks out over the library below. There's a hallway that goes north. It is not very well lit. There's like a single sconce on the far end, but with your dark vision you can see down it. And then there's like the walkway that goes to the south of you that looks
I'll
over
turn to my friends, just not stopping screaming, just
Wait, hold. Did we go outside before we came into this place?
We were outside.
How do you mean?
Did we go to that garden out there?
Mm-mm.
No, we didn't.
Did we?
And when you look through the windows, the garden is actually enclosed. It's like a little sunroom or greenhouse.
Hmm.
They're not misfilling it.
Not misfilling it?
Correct. And you're looking down on it from the second floor if you look through these windows.
So if one was to break the glass pane, we would be able to be in the garden.
Yeah. You'd have to like drop down into it, but there's like some taller bushes and stuff that in your current form you feel pretty okay that you could climb down.
Okay. I mean, I'm down.
I'm down as well. I'm start beating against the glass pane with the tiny rapier.
Okay.
Yep.
Go ahead and make me a strength check there. You could do it with advantage if others are helping you. Nice. Which window are you breaking?
The closest one.
Okay, so technically this one is easier for you because you have to climb up over here.
Gotcha.
Because that's, even though you can't really see it, it's dropped down because of the stairwell. So yeah, you smash this window out. You do notice that like little bits of mist kind of like trickle down from the broken glass, but then evaporate.
I hate this house.
It's the worst house ever.
And then like this is a kind of a tallish tree looking thing. You've never seen something quite like it, but it reminds you of a tree. You feel like you could climb down that.
Onward to adventure.
Do it. Let's do it.
I will throw my little wooden body over the edge to try and capture, to catch onto the tree.
Sure. Do you have athletics or acrobatics?
I do.
Go ahead and make me a check.
Which would you like, acrobatics or athletics?
Whichever's higher.
Raj.
So you like grab hold of one of the leaves and it's not quite as sturdy as you thought it was going to be, and so you tumble down to the floor, but you're like falling through the branches and such, so it softens the blow. You're not going to take any damage from the fall, but you land prone. Meanwhile, what are Za and Opal doing?
I'm just gonna fling my body in because I'm like soft and floofy.
Okay. You're going to go through the same...
Yeah, I'm gonna go through the same.
Okay. So
Only Sergeant
Opal,
Steve is here.
Yeah.
Opal chucks
yeah.
herself through the window. And what's Za doing?
Jumping out the window. Sergeant Steve!
Okay, you're gonna jump through the window and not catch the tree.
Well, what? Well, I am porcelain, aren't I? So
You are
yeah,
porcelain.
the tree sounds like a really good idea because Sergeant Steve would not encourage us to just do things recklessly. No,
Okay,
we do things froggily.
so
And that is
go ahead and make me either an athletics or an acrobatics. If you don't
I'm
have
gonna
either
lay
of
out
those,
as quick as I can, so he
Be a
if
padding.
he lands on me.
right? So you do check
Oh.
yourself out.
Yep.
And everyone
Oh.
hears a distinct crack
No!
No.
as the doll hits the ground. Kind of
God.
like the sound of a plate hitting the floor.
Oh god, I'm gonna run over and check on Za.
Yeah.
And as Za sits up, like part of his but her face, like because it's a female looking doll, is just like shattered and there's like little bits falling out.
Do
Are
you
you-
feel okay?
You feel pain? Is that? Can you feel your face chipping away? Is that?
It feels weird. It feels similar to pain, but you're not really relating it to pain at the same time. Like it just feels weird.
Am I hollow?
You are hollow.
So like I could actually like put my fingers in where the holes are and there's nothing in there.
Yeah, so like watching Za put his fingers into his head is very
Alright.
strange for those watching. But yeah, you can absolutely do that.
Hmm. This is demonic magic.
Medicini, we're coming for you! What do you do?
Take out her cheek. Well,
So
Fortunately.
there's no fog in here at all.
You do see the fog outside the windows. It seems like it's thinner outside the windows that are on the north of the wall there.
I've committed myself to being at least a slight inconvenience to whoever is in charge of this whole function. So I'm gonna start slicing up trees and bushes and things.
So, Dross, while you're doing that, make me a perception check.
Shit. Oh, this will be interesting. Hey.
So you're not going to be surprised. But what I need everyone to do is click on your token and roll initiative.
There it is.
Oh.
There it is.
Oh dear.
Initiative.
In the top right-hand corner of the
Oof. Brutal.
block.
What?
Where is the combat tracker?
Sure.
Usually it
Ah.
pops up.
Huzzah. Okay.
So as you slice through a piece of the
Oh.
What the hell is
foliage
that?
in front of you.
Oh no!
What's that?
This seems bad.
Oh no. There it
It
is.
looks bad.
Hey, Gilbert,
Yes.
where is the initiative tracker?
Should be on left side. There should be like a little clock icon,
Yep.
like a little stopwatch icon.
Aha, thank you.
There it is.
Yes. There it is.
Oh, I don't know what that is, but I don't like it at all.
No.
So, as you slice through, there's this snail that's about your size, maybe a little smaller.
What an
and-
asshole.
All of its like little tentacle where eyes would be, it has multiple, and there's like little, like, looks like chitinous balls that are spiky, and it's gonna take a swing at you, but you get to go first. What do you do?
I'm gonna try to reason with it.
Okay.
This is so dumb. I'll just call out and be like, "Halt, friend! We mean you no harm unless you're the ones that have put us in this strange body swap situation."
Gotcha. Is this a persuasion or an intimidation?
I'm gonna call it persuasion. I'm not really trying to be intimidating. This thing is.
Go ahead and roll persuasion if you have it. Otherwise, charisma check. Okay. You feel like you really put your heart and soul into that little speech. It doesn't seem to care.
Yeah.
It's like little flailing flails are like swinging around like they're building up momentum to hit you. Do you have any bonus actions?
I don't think I have bonus action.
Okay.
Oh wait. Yes, I will disengage. as a bonus action.
Rogie McRogerson.
My little rogue wooden fox. Yeah, and I'll
All right.
disengage and then just move a little bit back from it.
Okay. Opal.
I have speak with animals. Would this be considered an animal?
Make me a nature check. If you don't have it, make it wisdom.
Okay.
I mean, it looks like a snail, but there's something off about it. You don't feel like it's a beast.
Okay. I would like to. What do I want to do? I have to think. I wish I grabbed table salt.
Oh.
Nice. I love it.
I am going to claw at this poor beast,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna kind of go in and be like,
Do your most
He's
ferocious teddy
okay.
bear snarl.
That's my yes. That's what a teddy bear sounds like.
All right, roll your claw attack.
My claw attack.
A 19 will hit it. So you slash at it with, like, as you slash at it, like these little claws come out of your furry hand, and you're like, whoa! And you slash across its like goopy parts, and it does score into its flesh. Anything else? Bonus action or?
Do I have bonus actions with this guy? I
It'll-
can't tell.
It'll be under where. Actually, I can just open your sheet and take a look. Wah, you are stuffed bear.
Yes.
You do not.
I do not. Okay.
Alrighty, so that brings us to
That's it.
Zaw.
Saw will spread her porcelain arms out and summon forth the power of vivimancy, sacred flame, sacred flambe, sacred
Sacre
Sacre.
flambe.
snails really is fine. So
It's gonna get a 17. What is your DC?
sure that is way above my DC, which is yeah,
So-
it's above my DC.
Even though it doesn't like jump out of the way of the sacred flame, like this beam of light comes down and hits it, its shell like kind of scintillates and seems to cancel out the light that hits it.
Ugh.
It's a
Anything
mystic
else?
snail?
I'm gonna move. I'm going to move
Okay.
my 10 feet. Tiki, 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 tiki.
Excellent. Which brings us to this kind little snail that just wanted to eat some dinner and go to bed. And instead, you decided you were going to hit it.
Don't blame us. It's the snail's fault.
Right? Okay, so 3 of those tentacles that have been swirling around are going to try and hit the stuffed bear. 2 are going to try and hit the wooden fox. Stuffed bear. Does a 21 hit you?
Yeah.
20? And a critical.
Points,
Oh.
20.
That was horrendous. So that is going to be 14, and 9 is 23 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh my
Lord.
god. Well, I have 27 hit points.
Okay.
No!
So these
Oh,
these tentacle flails just like smoosh into the bear, and they actually rip through the fur and expose the like kind of padding that's underneath, and it's just like this cloth padding with some like rice, and rice spills out almost like blood. It's very
My
disturbing.
luscious fur.
And the wooden fox, does a 14 hit you?
Actually, no.
Okay, but the critical hits you.
Oh, got another one?
You're gonna take 9 damage as one of the flails smashes into the wood and like chips fly off, and like there's like this huge gash that's not painted any longer in your side.
Oh my word.
On the stat block for the wooden fox, did you want me to roll for the wooden fox's hit points, or just take the standard?
Whatever your average is.
Gotcha.
Bless you. So like it should say hit points and then a number, whatever that number is.
Gotcha.
So
Right on.
speaking of the wooden fox, Dross, it's your turn.
Opal is down.
No, Opal is still up, but looks very harmed.
Is she
Oh,
barely alive?
I get advantage for that one. I get inspiration for that.
I'll yell to Za like, "Get to safety!" and then I'll attack the snail.
Okay.
Just right hither, and I have multi-attack. Oh, sick. Okay, so I can do a dagger and 2 with rapier. All right, so
Nice.
dagger first with a 20 to hit.
That'll hit.
7 piercing damage to the snail, and then 2 rapier attacks at 15.
The 15 bounces off of its shell,
Gotcha. So second rapier attack, 18.
but that one does manage to pierce through.
So it'll be 13 total piercing damage.
Okay. Some like kind of clear goop is oozing out of its flesh from where you pierced it. Anything else?
That is all I got. I'll stay engaged with it. Try to
Okay.
distract it.
Opal, as the rice is pouring out of you and you're kind of deflating, what would you like to do?
I'd like to cast Entangle on the slug to keep it away from us. And it won't let me touch it. It won't. Oh, hold on. There we go.
There we go. Nice.
Yes.
20-foot square. So you will get caught in it.
That seems like a bad idea, doesn't it?
Because essentially, even if you put it back here, you're still within range of
I'm
it.
still with it. Darn it. Okay. No.
You could
as I'm
technically
thinking-
run away from it and take an attack or get an attack of opportunity taken on you. And then, like, you could get... Oh, but you can only move 15 feet, I think.
Yeah.
Or
You
something.
could disengage and move.
True, but then she couldn't cast Entangle. I was just saying she could cast it if she moved away. But I think
Right.
she would take an attack of opportunity, which might not be the best. So you could
Right.
disengage and leave, or you can take an action.
Oh, I guess I'll disengage and leave. My guts are pouring out.
Okay.
I gotta move.
So as you like step into that, it's like this shallow pool, but it's because of your size, you actually get almost completely submerged in it. So is your movement 15 feet?
It's 15 feet. So what
Okay.
are one of these squares?
So you can go
Can I
one
make
more
it
square. Yeah, you can make it there. Also, something that it doesn't say in your sheet, because you're tiny, each of you can move through each other's space without having to count it as difficult terrain, just so you know. So you can actually go 2 more squares if you want to.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get out of the way.
Okay.
Out of the way.
So that brings us to Za.
Are we adjacent?
You are adjacent to Opal and
Perfect.
to...
Get back in there, soldier. The fight's not over. Cure wounds.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to glow with some verdant green light. Clemency. There'll probably be like a Sailor Moon sort of like transformation sequence as well. Because I'm a beautiful doll, and obviously that's what happens in
Right.
a transformation sequence.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Cure wounds. Did that do it?
I don't see it.
That did not do it.
As this
Like me.
magic emanates from the doll, you see like thread comes up and begins to weave the pieces of the doll or the bear's stomach back together. You're gonna get 5 points back.
I'm not dead yet.
Not dead yet.
Just a
Back
flash
to the
wound.
fight, soldier. Back to the fight.
Anything else there?
I'm gonna go here.
Zaw. Okay. The snail turns its gaze towards the fox. But you notice that its shell, which kind of glimmers, begins scintillating quickly. I need all three of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Jesus.
Nice.
Where do we do that?
Just click on wisdom
Okay.
or whiz.
The whiz.
The whiz. So, Adela, even though you're feeling a little like out of sorts by the strobing light, you manage to shrug off the effect, and the other two of you are like, whatever, I've seen worse, and nothing happens.
Sweet.
That brings us to Dross.
Second verse, same as the first. I'm going to take my dagger and 2 rapier attacks.
Okay.
I'm taking it. An 8 doesn't hit.
An 8 will not hit.
Yeah, 2 rapier. Let's see. A natural 20.
Nice.
Oh.
So that'll be 10 plus 3 piercing.
Okay.
And then the second rapier attack, 24 to hit. 7.
Nice. So as you swipe with your dagger, like the light glints off of its shell, like the light from its shell glints off the dagger, and you notice the snail's kind of head area turns toward the dagger, like it disturbed it or like caught its attention, and so you just jam your rapier through it, and it like goes all the way through the thing's body, and some clear liquid splorts out the other side, and then you pull it out real quick and just draw it across with this huge line of goop oozing out of it. Do you want to do anything else?
I'll just say to it, do you yield?
Okay. That brings us to Opal.
Oh man.
On fire. Because I heard in some places you can eat snails. So I
Pretty sure there's a word for that.
Let's gotta go. I want to set them on fire and see if we can make some food.
Okay, so you're gonna do produce flame and chuck it at him?
Yes.
Okay.
Produce flame and chuck it at it.
So as your fire lands next to it, that scintillating light just kind of like seems to repel the fire and doesn't do anything.
The light. This is near impossible.
Anything else?
Do you have the ability to claw him? I guess not too far away.
Yeah, so because you did your spell, you wouldn't be able to do both, but you would be able to next turn.
This
You wanna
is
stay where you're-
madness.
You want to stay
I'm
where you're
gonna
at?
stay- I'm
Okay.
gonna stay where I'm at.
That brings us to Za.
Zaw, in her current position, is going to Sacred Flame again.
I noticed that Za is starting to refer to himself as her.
Well, Zaw has taken on a new form,
Yeah.
and Zaw believes it's important to embrace this new form.
What did you say your DC is?
Oh, my DC is. Let me take a look here. This is going to be 3. What's our proficiency? Would it be the same as our 5th level?
It should just say. Here, I'll just open it. Sorry, hang on one sec.
It doesn't give me a save DC on my sheet. So whatever
That
my
is completely my fault. So we'll go 8 plus 3 plus. So it should be 13.
okay, 13 it is.
So yeah, that scintillating light happens and it repels the light.
Ooh.
Fool me once, fool me twice, 3 times a lady.
Are you gonna stay where you are?
Yeah, I need to be within sight of my compatriots so that I can get them back up with the power of Vivivancy in case they go down. I'm gonna offer them words of encouragement, uh, words that I know that Sergeant Steve would definitely say in this sort of moment, which is more like. But they seem to be, inspiring croaking. They always have been. So I'm just
Yeah.
gonna fill in for Sergeant Steve while he's absent.
Love it. So, Dross, you notice that two of its tentacles kind of droop down, and they're trying to move, but they don't seem to really be all that capable. But three of them are going to take a swipe at you.
Gotcha.
So you got 11, a 24, and a 15.
The 24 hits.
Okay.
My class is 16.
Okay. So that one smashes through your, like you're kind of dodging around, and then one smashes into your side. A large chunk of wood comes flying off for 7 bludgeoning damage.
Copy that.
And then it's your turn.
I will do the same. Dagger attack with a nope.
With a nope.
First rapier attack 16 to hit.
The 16 will hit.
Oh, so that's 6 piercing from the
'Kay.
first and an 11 for the second rapier.
Okay. Let's see. So yeah, you stab it again. Like you try and take a swipe at those stalks to try and get them off, so you can't get hit by them anymore. But it like dodges out of the way, and you just like hit it in its fleshy bulk. Anything else you want to do?
I'm sorry, I was muted.
Oh, gotcha.
No, I'm good. Yeah, no, staying engaged and trying to draw its attention.
Okay, so that brings us to Opal.
Oh my word. I think because I had success with clawing it, I would like to lumber over and
'Kay.
claw at its tentacles
Sounds
to
like
try
a
and see if I
plan.
can sever some of the better looking ones.
The gooder.
gooder ones.
Yeah, it's a word. Remember, it's a word if other people understand it. So I totally. So make a claw attack. Do you get 1 or 2?
Yeah.
I think you get.
Haven't I been doing one?
Does it say? Yeah, just 1.
This one. All right.
The
Does that
10
hit?
is gonna miss though. You take a swipe and it just like dodges out of the way super nimbly, even though it's kind of falling to pieces now. Anything else?
I'm gonna like look at it with my beady little bear eyes.
Your buttony little bear eyes.
My little buttony eyes, and like do one of these, and like, did you know that my best friend in the entire world used to live in this house? I can't believe I'm even in this situation. And then I'm gonna like go down to my knees and say, like, Puss in Boots or whatever, Mittens.
Mittens.
Where are you?
Okay. All right. So that brings us to Dross. Sorry, Zaw.
Zah. Zah is going to summon all of her power and just unleash a raw bolt of Vivimancy.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Oh,
So it looks like it's going to hit it, and then that shell kind of flares up, and it just disintegrates the bolt before it even hits it.
Zah folds her arms across her chest and is looking quite cross.
You obviously didn't do enough of the Sailor Moon, like, motions. So,
For her movement, she's going to just kind of like begin to do the, kind of like
Prepare-
spinny thing that you have to
right.
do to like do the transformation again. This body is clearly getting in the way of my access to the planets, and I'm gonna work on this.
Right. All right, so that brings us back to the snail. It's going to take 2 tentacle slashes at the fox and 1 at the bear. So the fox, 10, 15. Both of those miss, right?
Mhm.
Correct.
Okay. And on the bear, a 12. What's that?
Misses.
You say misses?
It misses.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like it's running out of energy, and these swipes are just kind of half-hearted or something.
He doesn't need a hug.
Does it need a hug? Now, Dross.
I am fully committed to murking the snail. Let's see. So, dagger again, with an 8. 22 to hit for the first rapier attack.
That'll hit.
5 piercing damage. Second rapier attack is a nat 1, bringing it to 7. So, 5 piercing this turn.
Okay. Anything else?
That is all I got.
All right. So yeah, you take a swipe with your dagger, and it kind of like watches your dagger now, and so as you're doing it, you swipe up with the rapier and stab it, but then as you draw back to swing at it again, it just swoops out of the way. And that brings us to Opal.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm gonna try clawing it again.
Okay.
We'll just go for it.
Your claw bounces off of its shell.
Oh. I'm gonna step back.
All right. Zaw.
I think everybody should step back so I can at least do entanglements.
Zaw is not messing around anymore. Gonna dig deep inside herself. And he's going to summon forth a small little tiny dancing tree. Dances by the snail with the weird flails.
Okay.
And is going to attack. Stand by. Allow me to
Spiritual weapon.
Yo.
Gotcha. Nice. I'm just like, what are you casting?
Groot. I'm casting Baby Groot. All right.
Right? I love it.
It's an amazing spell. I'm sure you've not heard of it before. But Baby Groot. Here we go.
Baby Groot takes a swipe, but his arms are just a little too short.
No.
And Sucker Flame.
And sucker flabbe.
I'm just gonna keep trying. Oh, come on. What is wrong with me? Right, I'm a doll. That's right. That's what's demons. Yeah, that's it.
I need you to make a reflex saving throw.
Me?
Yep.
You made a dexterity saving throw, Mr. 3.5?
Yep, that's totally what I said. Dexterity saving throw. Why would I say reflex? That doesn't even make sense. No, reflex doesn't make any sense. I would have never said that. Especially 6 years after 5th edition started.
My reflex is 19.
Okay, so you cast the first spell. Baby Groot shows up, tries to hit it. His arms are just a little too short. And then you cast Sacred Flame, and the light comes down and strikes it, but then it doesn't seem to affect it, and the shell bursts with light, and it just shoots this beam of light back at you, and you manage to dodge out of the way.
Crap.
Are you staying where you are?
Yeah, I'm holding the line back here. I'm gonna
Hold the line. All right. It is done with everyone's shenanigans. It's just going to full out attack the
no.
fox. I'm pretty sure the critical fail is going to miss. That 16, however, I think it's...
16 and, the 16 and
Run
22.
away!
Okay. So 2
Run
large
away.
chunks of your wood are torn off as you take 14 bludgeoning.
No.
You said 14 bludgeoning?
14 bludgeoning.
Are you looking there, Fox?
I am at... math is so not my strong suit.
Were
This
you
should
at
be
50
easy.
before?
Yes, so I'm
So
at 36
34.
now. 30...
What did I say? 14? Yeah, 36. You're right.
Gotcha. I'm in financial accounting class.
Nice. Do you get to use Do you have a calculator on you on your fox body? You're just like, hang on.
Literally. Oh,
Bloop, bloop,
God.
bloop,
Just hold on one second. Let me go. I am not healthy.
All right, but it is your turn.
How's this thing looking? Is it...
It looks
look
pretty
like
rough. Yeah,
I
like
don't-
some of its tentacles are dangling. They don't seem very capable. There's like large gashes in it. It's just oozing this clear goop.
Then Sergeant Steve taught me to never run from this fight. So dagger attack with 12 to hit.
Okay.
First rapier attack with 22 to hit.
Okay.
It's 11 piercing damage on that one, and a 19 to hit on the second rapier attack.
Nice. So you strike forward. Again, it looks towards your dagger. You skewer it, and the rest of you can notice that it kind of like falls back on his rapier like it died with that skewer, but then he pulls it back out and just jams it down into the length of its body just to make sure. And like goop pours out and it dies.
Oh my god.
You saved us.
For Sergeant Steven! And I'll...
Where's Sergeant?
Just shaking. You're like, where's Sergeant Steven?
Yeah, first time seeing actual real life combat rather than just playing a flute next to a bunch of warriors.
Saved us.
So this is what it's like to take a life.
Oh, no.
Is this your first time? It's your first
Right.
time.
We're gonna have to make a cake or something.
Well, what did I say at the beginning? We were going to try and make it an extra episode. We succeeded. So we're going to call this episode at the end of that combat. I will say that Opal and Zaw, as you're looking around, you notice in the foliage around, you notice more of these like little scintillating shells moving around.
My God.
They don't seem to be heading in your direction, but it's something to think about before next game.
Certainly.
Until then, any thoughts, comments, complaints, concerns, other than you're still in doll bodies in a house that hates you, and
We hate this house.
and you hate the house. So I feel like it's quid pro quo. Quid
Yes,
pro quo.
Gargo.
You designed this module or this adventure, yeah?
Maybe.
Very well. I'll say very well done.
Okay, then yes, I did.
But I fucking hate this house.
I love it. Nice. Well, until next week, same bat time, same bat channel, which is here on WH Publications on Twitch. If you're watching later on, you can watch the episodes on YouTube. Just look up WH Publications or Wanderers Haven Publications. And what was my other thing? Oh, right, at 2:30 Eastern. So until then, next time, we will see you. Bye.
Support your local toy chest.
Demons!
Demons!